Radio are brought to you in part by Rothy Family Flooring, Anchor In and Anchor Away, Erickson Custom Building, H&R Block, APAC Kansas, Shears Division, Prairie Star Health Center, First National Bank, The Medicine Shop, Reno County Area Transit, RCAT, Next Tech Wireless, Midwest Ford and Toyota, Salt City Pawn, Amelia Bedelia's, Brickhouse Boutique, Ashcraft Pharmacy, and these Sportscaster Club members, Lowen Corporation, Burning Chiropractic, Dr. Robert Ebb, Portfolio Recovery, Green Vision Group, Craig Barkley Plumbing, and Mega Manufacturing. All the exciting action of the Blue Dragons is on now. Let's go to the broadcast booth for the play-by-play with the Eagle Sports Crew on Eagle Radio.
Two teams are ahead of Hutchinson in the standings in the Jayhawk Conference's Western Division. One of those, the Barton Cougars, a game up on Hutchinson. A winner over the Blue Dragons in Great Bend on January the 30th, 102-87, a game in which Hutchinson had a 17-point lead in the first half, but that was erased and then some. The Cougars are 14-5 in the league, Hutchinson 13-6, and the Dragons with ideas about squaring accounts for the season. Ahead of both of those teams, Seward is 16-3, and the Saints have locked up the number one seed on the western side, as neither Barton nor Hutch can catch them. Hutchinson will play Seward next week, so the Blue Dragons, actually they'll play them on Saturday. The Blue Dragons have an opportunity, if they can win tonight and if they can win on Saturday, to beat the two teams ahead of them in the league standings. Hutchinson is 22-6, Barton is 23-5. The Cougars had a long trip to northwest Kansas on Monday night, had to go up and play Colby, came away with a win. That makes them 23-5, and Craig Fletchall, who took a team to the national tournament last year from Barton, doing another great job here. Craig, of course, a Hutchinson native, took a state championship for Trinity High School here a number of years ago before he got started on what has been a wonderful coaching career. When you talk about wonderful coaching careers, how about Steve Eck? In his 10th season, every time the Dragons win, it's a new record because he's already the winningest coach of Hutchinson in the history of this proud program. Hutchinson Barton. We'll have more when we come back in 1 minute.
Just as the Hutchinson Blue Dragons athletics are a tradition, so is the Anchor Inn in downtown Hutchinson. Whether you plan lunch or dinner or even take out for home, the Anchor Inn is a great family restaurant that you are sure to enjoy. Order off their great menu or take advantage of the Anchor Inn's awesome buffet. You'll make a great choice either way. The Anchor Inn is also a great spot to meet up with old friends and acquaintances because everyone goes to the Anchor. That's the Anchor Inn at 128 South Main in Hutchinson, proud supporters of Hutchinson Blue Dragon Athletics.
Next Tech Wireless has plans for every lifestyle, including our new and improved Advanced Pay Plan. Get the nationwide coverage and data you want without a commitment. Plans start at $30 per month, and you can get unlimited everything for as low as $35 per month. Activate a new Advanced Pay Plan and receive a free Moto G4 Play. Or receive your first month free when you purchase a new phone or bring your own phone. 'Tis the season for savings. Visit Next Tech Wireless today. Certain restrictions apply.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back. Again, we're just about to get set for starting lineups for the Barton Cougars and the Blue Dragons of Hutchinson. And Rusty, you've seen many of these fantastic games between these two clubs over the years, over your 50 years of broadcasting. Does any one of them stand out? That's a lot of games, but
no, there's so many games. I remember very few of them that weren't entertaining. Hutchinson has won the lion's share of them, even in Great Bend, but rarely have the wins come easily.
Probably the one back in '89 reaches out to me because I remember Dave Farrar had been suspended. He couldn't coach. He was up in the booth with you guys or behind there. That was my first meeting with Dave, and I was not the voice of the Cougars at that time. We came over to do the game. We were invited to come over and do the game from Larned because we had a girl playing for Larned, and I remember that one was a crazy ball game that night, and Coach Farrar was not able to coach. He actually helped you guys with the color.
Would have been Steve McLean running the show that night.
Exactly. Would have been Steve McLean.
I remember Dave sitting up and doing color with Jerry Kershaw and me. pretty much in the same broadcast position that we still occupy when we go to the House on the Hill, as you called it over your...
That's what I named it.
How many years were you with Barton?
I was with them from 1990 until 1998. So the spring of 98, then I came to join you in the fall of 98. So 21 seasons we've been together.
Yeah, that's a long time. And I've been lucky enough to work with two people. You know, Jerry Kershaw and I spent 15 seasons together. You and I have 21. And I got to say, Glenn, it's been a heck of a lot of fun. You are one of the most thoughtful people that I know. And as someone who spent his life in education, I really, really appreciate your involvement and what you do for kids.
Thank you.
Particularly Blue Dragon athletes.
Well,
you're a class act, my friend.
And you're the same, my friend, because I've learned so much. I guess integrity. When I think of you, I just think of integrity and just you believe in what you do. And same thing with you with teaching these young students for 53 years at one high school is just unbelievable, and you do a great job with it. So
I'm fond of saying that this is my hobby. Teaching is my passion. And
referees are getting set.
We're going to be taking a break here while we enjoy our national anthem and Blue Dragon basketball right around the corner.
We'll
take back in 2 minutes.
You bet.
Hi, Brian Bobo, General Manager of Midwest Superstores. One huge question. Do you know how many pre-owned vehicles we have available? It's over 500 available in our huge inventory. We share our inventory with our other 4 locations. So if you see something at MidwestSuperstore.com online and want us to bring it in for you, we will at no charge. Unlike the big city chains, we bring it in at no charge. So come out and see us today at 1100 East 30th or online at MidwestSuperstore.com.
At Strategic Financial Concepts, we realize that your essential income during retirement should be accessible, efficient, reliable, predictable, and protected from uncertainties. There may be more to be gained by avoiding losses than by picking apparent winners. When it comes to your finances, our lives are governed by cash flow and not the accumulation of assets. This is Jay Pitzer, and I'd love to have a cup of coffee and a conversation with you. Call 96-007-49. Securities offered through the ON Equity Sales Company, member FINRA, SIPC, investment advisory services offered through ON Investment Management Company.
Have made major contributions as they get set to play their final regular season home game on Sam Butterfield Court. Let's introduce and honor our 2019 Blue Dragons sophomores. First, guard Chris Giles. Chris has started all 28 games this season for Hutchinson after transferring from the University of Oklahoma. Chris is averaging 9.5 points per game and shooting 42% from three-point range. He has a season-high 21 points in an overtime win over Labette and has 10 games with at least 3-point field goals, including a season-high 4 against Colby. From Dallas, Texas, number 13, Chris Giles. Our next sophomore honoree is forward Raekwon Taylor. Raekwon has seen his overall numbers improve greatly from his freshman to his sophomore season, averaging 11.7 points per game this season. Raekwon is shooting nearly 53% from the floor. He had a career best 26 points against Pratt and has reached 14 rebounds twice in his career. Raekwon is also a solid passer with a career best 6 assists registered in 3 games. From Jamaica, New York, number 15, Raekwon Taylor. Our final sophomore is forward James Rojas. James is a career 13.3 points per game scorer, but this season, James is the Jayhawk Conference's second leading scorer at 17.9 points per game. He has 10 20-point games this season, with a career-high 28 against Redlands earlier this season. He also had a career-best 13 rebounds and has 24 career three-pointers. He has been named Jayhawk Conference Player of the Week twice this season and is already signed with the University of Buffalo. From Jamestown, New York, number 33, James Rojas. This group of sophomores their credit. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for the 2019 Blue Dragons softball players. Before the introduction of the starting lineups.
Plenty of liquids, get plenty of rest, and keep your hands sanitized. If a bug still manages to get you, Ashcraft Pharmacy, your local Health Mart pharmacy, has over-the-counter medications that can help. Or our customers receive individualized attention, quality craftsmanship, and exceptional customer service from start to finish. Erickson Custom Building offers new construction and remodeling services in addition to commercial and insurance projects. Visit our website today at ericksoncustombldg.com.
Goes quickly for the starting lineups from Darren Dunn.
Number 3, Leandre Washington. At guard, a 6'5" sophomore from Newark, New Jersey, number 4, Elijah Ford. At forward, a 6'4" freshman from Clay Center, Kansas, number 13, Anthony Atkinson Enneking. And at guard, a 6'3" sophomore from Augusta, Georgia, number 21, John Williams. The Cougars are 23-5, 14-5 in the Jayhawk Conference, and number 18 in the nation. Coached by Craig Fletchall in his 14th season, assisted by Brad Witherspoon.
I remember last year when they came into the national tournament, kind of underdogs. They got in as an at-large, and they were the sweetheart of the tournament.
They really were, and Blue Dragon fans kind of adopted them. And that's the nice thing about rivalry, when you can root for your rival when you're not playing them. And it's been easy to root for Craig Fletchall.
Representatives last year was Barton, Coffeyville, and Hutchinson. And we'll see what's going to be this year. Coffeyville number 3 in the nation. Hutchinson not in the rankings. Number 19 is the Cougars. They fell down one notch.
Yeah, and you'd have to say that Coffeyville so far this season has been certainly the best in Region 6. But they got to prove it again. They're going to have to go win the tournament. They're going to get in a large berth in the tournament if they don't win the region. There's no question about that. Right now we are enjoying the video, not only of this year's Blue Dragons, but the video that brings back memories of the 3 national championships. And it was my privilege to be on the air for each of those 3, 1988, 1994, and the other one just a couple of years ago.
Here's Darren Dunn.
Sing the starting lineup for your Hutchinson Community College Blue Dragons. At guard, a 6'6" freshman from the Bronx, New York, number 1, Saquon Singleton. At center, a 7-foot freshman from Nairobi, Kenya, number 5, Fred Othnikampo. At guard, a 6'1" freshman from Derby, Kansas, number 10, Tyler Brown. At guard, guard, a 6'3" sophomore from Dallas, Texas. Number 13, Chris Giles. And at forward, a 6'8" sophomore from Jamestown, New York. Number 33, James Rojas. The Blue Dragons are 22-6, 13-6 in the Jayhawk Conference. Coached by Steve Beck in his mid-season, assisted by Jay Syriac and Portland Carney. Officials for tonight's contest: Justin Sicer, Don Zimmerman, and Chris Herman.
That's your starting lineups, and I'm so pleased to introduce your play-by-play host this evening, Rusty Hilst.
Thank you, Glenn. One of the larger crowds that we've seen in the sports arena on a Wednesday night in a long time has assembled for this one. It is special. You get the feeling with the band pumping, the cheerleaders dancing on both ends of the floor, the crowd on its feet. It is quite a setting for junior college basketball. None better in the country than right here in Hutchinson, Kansas.
You know this Blue Dragon team, they were beat by Barton in the second half. They trailed by halftime by 1, had a 17-point lead, lost 102-87 back on the 30th of January. You know they want to avenge this loss, and they're going to have to do it without Raekwon Taylor tonight.
And that is a big loss. The good news, though, he is expected to be back maybe Saturday, certainly by next week. Big Fred jumps center against Elijah Ford, and the tap is controlled by the Cougars. And bringing it to the offensive end, Leandre Washington. Cougars clad in blue with black numbers. There's a drive to the basket and a turnover. Dragons get a takeaway. Rojas comes up with it, hands it to Singleton. Hutchinson with its first possession of the game. Giles circles out front. Now Rojas on the left side. Man-to-man defense in the early stages. It goes inside to Rojas, hooks it off to Othiambo, too far underneath, and he turns it over. Swiped by Anthony Atkinson Anaking. And the Cougars have their second possession of the game. Leandre Washington plays on the near side of the floor to Elijah Ford. Now it is Williams with it. Back to the point to Anaking. There's a drive to the baseline and a little floater up and good by John Williams. Took it down that right baseline to score the first points of the game. Chris Giles for the white-clad Blue Dragons. Off to Singleton. Singleton drives, plays it in the corner to Rojas. He can hit threes. Backing in, spins, tries to go inside Othiambo. He gives it back to Rojas, and the jumper is short, and a foul on the rebound will go against Hutchinson. The call will go against Fred Othiambo.
Yeah, Fred Othiambo picking up his first personal, so Fred needs to stay out of foul trouble. Doesn't get a whole lot of minutes.
For the Cougars, it is Washington, guarded out front by Giles. Both teams man-to-man here in the early stages. On the near side of the floor, Martin Votes gives it up to a driving Washington, kicks it back out front. Williams jumps from the free throw line, left it short. Rebounded by the Blue Dragons, taken away by Tyler Brown. Dragons down the floor in a hurry. Back to Giles. Giles launches a three. It is way too hard. And a rebound grabbed by Elijah Ford, young man from Newark, New Jersey. Long pass to full court, stolen by the Dragons. They're 3-on-2. And they get it to Giles underneath. He fumbles it. It's picked up by Rojas. And a foul called as Rojas drives in and misses the shot. Dragons had a great chance to tie the game. They may still do it, but they'll have to do it at the free throw line as the Cougars avoid disaster for the moment.
It'll be James Rojas at the line shooting. He averages 18 points a game. He's been on a tear from outside the arc and in his games.
Free throw rattles in for James. Blue Dragons are on the board. It is 2-1. Othiambo comes over to chat with Coach Eck.
Rojas is 78.7% free throw shooter.
One more to tie the game. We're 2 minutes deep, and that free throw is good.
Got them both.
Dragons will pick the Cougars up as they come across the half-court line. It is Washington bouncing it off out front to Williams. Now it is Anaking with it. Anaking gets rid of it, gets it back, plays to Washington. Dragons man-to-man, pretty good here in the early stages. Martin Votes tries to penetrate. Has to go back out front to Washington. Shot clock at 4. There's a drive to the basket and a conversion. Nice drive to the basket by the Cougars with the shot clock expiring. A basket scored by Leandre Washington. It is 4-2. Dragons Rojas fires up a three, doesn't get it. Back iron. Rebound, Cougars. They look to throw long, think better, but Leandre Washington brings it up via the dribble. Takes it to the right side, leaves it for Williams. Williams working horizontally. Off to Eneke. And out is Washington with it. He's a driver, slashes inside, misses a shot. The rebound is grabbed by Rojas, except he can't control it. It's out of bounds. Rojas trying to start a fast break the other direction, just couldn't get to it on the sideline.
Second turnover against the Blue Dragons. Cougars will have the ball, and they lead it 4-2.
First substitution of the game, Akeem White for Barton. He had a 31-point game at Butler. Or excuse me, at Barton. He is a big, strong kid from Far Rockaway, New York. And they go to him right away on the inside. He misses him close, and this time the rebound is taken by Malik Jacobs for the Dragons. Jacobs comes to the free throw line, spins, takes it inside, puts up the shot, doesn't get it, tries to rebound his own miss, and a foul called. It will go against Barton. And they'll call it on Akeem White.
So White will pick up the personal.
Dragons inbound trailing 4-2.
Not a shooting situation.
Jacobs will throw it in. Ford dancing around in front of him to make it difficult. Comes in to Singleton. Singleton to Rojas at the free throw line. Rojas tied up. Backhand pass and a wraparound layup is good by Saquon Singleton. We are tied at 4. Votes handles in the corner. Out front to Ford. Leaves it for Washington. Back to Ford. Now left side Akeem White. And a three-point try from the perimeter is missed by Williams. Rebounded away by the Dragons. Malik Jacobs to the offensive end. Stops at the free throw line. Left it well short. Baseball pass the other direction. And White can't control it. It's out of bounds.
Third turnover against the Cougars. Long pass down to White and was not able to get to it.
So Hutchinson gets the ball back. Game tied at 4. Dragons have not led here in the early stages of this basketball game.
In that game on the 30th of January, Hutchinson had a 17-point lead at one time in the first half. Saw the Cougars rally back and take a 1-point lead at halftime.
Cougars putting on some pressure in the backcourt. Tyler Brown gets it across to Rojas, to Jacobs, and beautifully converted. Jacobs scores the basket. Malik Jacobs, he can score points in bunches. You had him in a big game just a couple of nights ago. Weaving it are the Cougars. There's a drive to the inside by Votes and a foul called on Hutchinson.
Malik coming off a career-high 26 points against Colby last Saturday. Foul's going to be called on Singleton for Hutchinson.
Dragons have Singleton with one foul. Nobody else has fouled for Hutchinson so far. That's not true. One other foul.
Yeah.
Cougars inbound. Out front is Washington. Washington drives. Gets a step on Mitchell and a foul call. DJ Mitchell will pick up the foul.
3 team fouls now. The other one was Othiambo that picked up the personal.
And this one is in the act of shooting Leandre Washington to the free throw line. We're on the season 82%. He makes about 4 out of 5. And he makes the first one here. Cougars lead at 5-4 with another charity coming for the young man from Inglewood, New Jersey. Got 2 starters from New Jersey. Elijah Ford also from that state. Free throw is good.
Tied up at 6.
For the Blue Dragons, it is Malik Jacobs. Now Mitchell. Mitchell skids to a stop, plays it back to Jacobs. Jacobs drives inside, tried to dish it inside, it's taken away. Steal by Leandre Washington. Dragons try to get back, but it is tipped up and in after the first shot missed. The follow shot is good for a hustling Anthony Atkinson Eneke. And it is 8-6 Barton. Rojas dribbles into traffic, left the ball behind. Tries to avoid a foul, but he can't. He runs right into the back of Leandre Washington. And the Blue Dragons, who are a short-handed basketball team with only 9 healthy bodies, picking up some fouls here in the early stages.
That one on James Rojas. It'll be his first, fourth team foul against Hutchinson.
Washington steals a glance at Coach Craig Fletchell. Bounces it to Elijah Ford, back to the basket, guarded by Jacobs. Now Washington has it. Giles on him. Washington accelerates, plays it back outside the arc. They fire it to the left side of the floor. Now he'll get down on the baseline, now in the paint. Beautiful ball handling, and Elijah Ford scores the basket that makes it 10-6. Nice teamwork by the Cougars. Giles for Hutchinson, down to Rojas, muscles his way inside, scores the basket, and he is fouled. Rojas will go to the line, looking for point number 5.
Yep, has 4 already, 2 free throws, an opportunity here.
Elijah Ford drew the foul, his first. Now Singleton comes in. Tyler Brown will get his first rest of the game. We played 5.5.
That's 3 out of 6 so far shooting.
And Rojas, normally a good free throw shooter, puts the free throw up and in. Rojas with 5, and the Dragons are within 1. 10-9 for the Cougars. Washington accelerates. Giles tries to stay in front of him. A nice ball movement. They have it on the right side of the floor. That's Caldwell now inside. Missed, but for the second time in the game, creeping inside to score a follow shot is Anthony Atkinson Enneking. 12-9 Cougars. Handling is Singleton in the right-hand corner. Singleton spinning, backing in on Votes. Can't get a shot up to Giles. He splits 2 defenders and scores on the drive.
Nice lob. Little Earl steps inside by Giles.
12-11 for the Cougars. Leandre Washington. Washington works to the top of the key. Swings it left side, where it is Enneking with it. Now at the free throw line, Elijah Ford. Now Washington lines up a 3, left it short. Rebounded away by the Dragons' DJ Mitchell. Mitchell comes the other direction. Plays off to Jacobs. Medium range jumper. Rattles in. Malik Jacobs with his second basket. 13-12. The Dragons have a 1-point edge.
Now Hutch has scored on the last 3 possessions, and with a free throw in between as well.
DeAndre Washington. Now it's off to Votes. Votes turns it over. Taken away by Giles. Giles racing down the floor. Has it knocked out of his hands from behind.
Ooh.
Oh, they're going to say he was the last to touch it. And Coach Eck wanting one of the officials to overrule. They're not going to. So it will go back to the Cougars. And quickly back in for Coach Fletchell is Akeem White. And he will inbound.
I thought I saw the deflection, but the trail official did not, so the one you turned to didn't see it.
Cougars trailing by 1, 7 minutes deep into this game. DeAndre Washington plays left side to Williams. Now they reverse it to the right side, put it back in the hands of Washington. He jumps from 15, left it way short. Out of bounds it goes. Touched by nobody other than the shooter.
Yeah, hit the net, and that was it. Sail out of bounds. It'll be Blue Dragon basketball.
Singleton inbounds, and Chris Giles takes it to the offensive end of the floor. Plays on the left side. Now it goes inside, intended for Rojas. Miscommunication between Malik Jacobs and Rojas. And a pass sails out of bounds.
Unofficially 5 turnovers against the Blue Dragons. Very unofficially, by the way, I want to say. I'm not used to this over here, Rusty.
You can grow accustomed to it. Cougars playing from behind. Washington near side of the floor. Caldwell now working across the top. Akeem White lost it, able to retrieve it. Washington with it, guarded by Giles. Shot clock at 8. Ball knocked free. Gotten back by the Cougars, and they throw up a long shot. It is missed. Follow shot missed, and the Dragons come away with the rebound. Rojas throws long, and the Dragons run the break beautifully. And what a finish by Mitchell! Left-handed in traffic, and he'll get an and one.
Yes, he will get an and one. Hutchinson has hit 4 out of their last 5 shots, and this will send DJ to the line to shoot the free throw. Mitchell is an 81.4% free throw shooter.
The foul, by the way, on Atkinson Enneking. Free throw Mitchell. Up and good. So DJ with a three-point play, and the Dragons have their biggest margin of the game thus far at 4, 16-12.
Boubacar Kamisoko out of the Bronx, New York, will check into the lineup for the Blue Dragons. He's a freshman.
DeAndre Washington plays to Caldwell. Caldwell drives inside, misses. Rojas claims the rebound, gets it off to Jacobs. Jacobs accelerates and has to get it to Mitchell, who fires a three from the wing. It is missed, and the rebound snatched by Atkinson Anaking. Up the floor come the Cougars. Drive inside, and then a little dish to the side, and a short-range jumper is missed by Williams and rebounded by the Dragons. That time it was Singleton that tracks it down.
Cougars have missed their last 6 shots that they've taken.
Now Jacobs accelerates, puts his head down, had it knocked out of his hands and out of bounds. It will stay with the Dragons, and we're going to see Briante Hunt for the first time in the game, and Elijah Ford comes back in for the Cougars.
Hunt out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's pretty cold up in Wisconsin this week.
I can imagine. Singleton, Rojas from the free throw line. Bounces in and out. Rebound grabbed by the Cougars. They've done a nice job of rebounding. Up the floor they come. John Williams in the corner. Williams gets it back. Plays it out front. Penetration. And working hard and scoring in close is Elijah Ford, his second basket of the game. 16-14. 10:55 to play in a fast-moving, entertaining first half of basketball in front of a big crowd in the sports arena. Rojas in the corner to Mitchell. Mitchell throws up a shot. Knew he was going to get fouled. He'll get 3 free throws.
Well, having a great opportunity here.
That was a smart play by DJ Mitchell.
He knew he was going to get clobbered, so he just threw it out. Foul's going to be charged against Caldwell. He'll pick up his first.
So 3 free throws for Mitchell, who's so-so at the free throw line. First one is good. Actually better than so-so.
He's 81.4%. He's pretty. I'd take that so-so.
I would too. Second of 3 is up, and it is good.
3 in a row.
And one more for the young man from Washington, D.C. 10:42 to play in the first half. 18-14. Dragons could make the lead 5, and Mitchell does so.
6 points for Mitchell, and Hutchinson's lead is 5, as Rusty just indicated, 19-14.
Cougars to the offensive end. Devontae Caldwell. Now it's Hunt. Keeping it on the outside. They put it in the hands of Caldwell. Caldwell leaves it. Henneking has it. Wants the high-low pass, not available. Shot comes from the side. It's a 3, and it is short. Missed by Caldwell, rebounded by the Dragons. Singleton charges inside, dishes it off to Rojas, and Rojas scores. Rojas with 7, and the Dragons lead it 21-14 for the Cougars. A drive inside. Ball loose, and it is out of bounds. Rojas thought he had a turnover, but they rule that it was touched last by Rojas.
Clock shows 10 minutes, but they wait till it gets underneath for that immediate timeout. So the next dead ball whistle will owe you immediate timeout.
It is Devontae Caldwell with it. Cougars have hit a scoring drought. Elijah Ford throws it away, threw it behind Devontae Caldwell, and that'll bring immediate timeout. 9:48 to go in the first half. Hutchinson 21, Barton 14. We return in a minute.
Welcome to the Hutchinson Medicine Shop. With the emergence of big business, not only in pharmacy, but all industries, the Medicine Shop is proud to be a thriving local business in Hutchinson. We're so thankful to our customers in Hutchinson, Reno County, and Central Kansas for your support. In turn, we're proud to be a major sponsor of the Hutch High Salthawks, as well as other area high schools, the Blue Dragons, Chiefs, Royals, Jayhawks, and Wildcats. You support us, and the Hutchinson Medicine Shop supports local sports.
Parking lots and driveways can be expensive to install. This is Derek Fees. Let APAC Kansas Shears Division help you properly maintain these investments. Patching, crack filling, sealing, and striping are just some of the services we provide. Call APAC today at 620-662-2112. Are you tired of your dusty or muddy driveway? APAC Kansas Shears Division is here to help. This is Derek Fees. Call us and ask us about our asphalt millings. If you are a do-it-yourselfer, arrange for pickup or delivery at your convenience. Call APAC today at 620-662-2112.
Wrestlers are being a big hit right now. This is the Blue Dragon basketball on Country 102.9.
A couple of cheerleaders in those.
Exactly. KHUT and Hutchinson as well as KWBW. 1450 AM and 98.5 FM in Hutchinson. Something about Rojas, Rusty, since he was injured, he missed 5 games, he came back. He is shooting 53.1% from the field and 51.7% from three-point range since he returned.
Kamisoko plays to Mitchell, takes a 15-footer, left it short. And Barton has done a good job all game of rebounding, and there's another nice grab by Briante Hunt. Dragon defense has been tough. Handling on the side, there's a drive inside and a dish, a shot missed in close, and the Dragons come away with it, and then they throw it away unless it was deflected. Boy, the Cougars missed a golden opportunity inside. Briante Hunt couldn't get it to go.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're going to talk about it, Coach Eck discussing it. But they are going to hand the basketball to Elijah Ford to play in here momentarily.
Ford's going to inbound.
Ford able to get it in to Caldwell. And Diabante goes behind a double pick across the top of the key. Bounces it down on the baseline. Ford backing in. Shot blocked from behind. Kamisoko got a hand on it, and the Dragons come up with it. Leading 21-14, 9 minutes to play in the first half. Dragons play it to Rojas in the right-hand corner. He likes to drive from there. Dangerous pass, but Mitchell able to pluck it down. Plays to Singleton. Josh Perkins in the lineup now, but Singleton dishes it off to Josh. Not ready for it. Not ready for it, and the Dragons turn it over.
Yeah, second turnover.
Up the floor come the Cougars, and there's a block from behind by Singleton as Caldwell looked to have a fairly open path to the basket.
Blue Dragons shot 7 out of 15 in that first 10 minutes compared to 6 out of 18 for 33.3% for the Cougars. Now rebounding the Cougars to Blue Dragons 10-8 in that early going. Turnovers were even.
Ball inbounded by Barton. The Cougars put it in the hands of Washington. Washington gets rid of it, gets it back, looking for a passing angle to the inside, can't find one. Plays it corner right to Ford, who might have gotten away with a travel.
Oh, yeah, he did.
There's a belated call. 2 officials right on the play, and it was the official on the opposite side of the floor that had the best view, but the most important thing, they get it right. Turnover.
6 turnovers against the Cougars.
Rojas handled. Rojas spinning at the free throw line, working hard, kicks it back out to Kamisoko, out in three-point country. Back to DJ Mitchell on the right side of the floor. Fires up a 3. Does not get it. Scramble for the rebound. A lot of contact. Rojas came up with a basketball. Doesn't hit the follow, but he does get fouled. And to the free throw line will go James Rojas.
In that same stretch of those games as Rojas returned from the injury, he's shooting 79.2% from the foul stripe. 78.7% for the season.
Rojas settles in. This will be a 2-shot foul, and the first one is good. Rojas continues to have a nice first half with 8. Blue Dragons lead by that margin with 8 minutes to play. Second free throw, Rojas, also good. He has made 5 straight.
And a couple of field goals mixed in between as well, including an N1.
23-14. DeAndre Washington accelerates, plays it in the corner. Washington gets it back, puts it out front. Hunt has it. And now the drive comes from Williams, and a jumper in the paint doesn't go. Rebound grabbed by Singleton. Dragons are 3-on-2. Singleton gets it in the corner to Mitchell. Not a particularly good pass. Dragons lose their advantage, but hang on to the basketball. Singleton has it out front. 7.5 till intermission. Singleton swings it left side. And now Mitchell catches, misses a medium-range jumper. His momentum was taking him toward the sideline. Had to turn around, shoot, tough shot, and he didn't make it. DeAndre Washington at the free throw line. Brings it back out front. Dandy little ball handler now distributes it to Briante Hunt. And they work it to Dallas Bryson. Bryson just in the game for Coach Fletchall. One hands it off to Dante Johnson. And Dragons get a takeaway. Would have been a shot clock violation, and there is a foul at half court. That'll go on Leandre Washington, and the Dragons would love to decline that. It would have been a dunk.
Yeah, I think that's why you saw the foul from Washington. He knew that they had a man down there and it was going to be a breakaway. It would have been an 11-point lead, could have been big. Now they will send in the Martin Votes into the lineup. He's out of St. George, Kansas.
And Akeem White also returns.
So VJ will be at the line, or will he not? No, the inbounding. Yeah, 17th foul. Sorry.
It's a 1-on-1
I was looking at the wrong number up there.
So, Dragons Mitchell back to the free throw line. We're going to see for the first time Tyrell Andrews, 6'1" sophomore from Wichita for the Cougars. He replaces John Williams. And 1-on-1 for Mitchell.
If you just tuned in, Lady Dragons won 87-49, won their 28th game of the year against only one setback, and they'll try to avenge that setback this Saturday.
Free throw by Mitchell is good. He earns a bonus.
5 in a row for Mitchell from the foul stripe.
One more shot for DJ.
I guess Washington, D.C., they teach free throw shooting better than they do in the Bronx.
Evidently. Second free throw good, and with that, the Dragons are 12 of 12 as a team at the free throw line.
And there's your 11-point lead at 25-14.
6:45 to go. This is about what Hutchinson had going for it in Barton. There's a three-point try missed by Washington, rebounded by the Cougars. They spin it to the right side of the floor. Boats has it, wants to drive, gets up in the air, tosses it to Washington. Jumper medium range missed, and Perkins claims the rebound for the Dragons. Leaves it for Kamisoko, and it is Bubakar that takes it to the attack zone for the Dragons. Rojas lobs down to Perkins. It's knocked out of his hands and out of bounds. It'll stay with Hutchinson.
5 unanswered, 5 misses now by the Cougars. They had several before that as well, so they've had a little stretch here, Rusty, about the 6-7 minutes. They haven't shot very well.
Comes into Mitchell. He fires up a deep three. Can't get it, and the rebound grabbed by the Cougars. It is Votes with it. Votes covered by Singleton. Creates a little space. Plays on the near side of the floor. That's Akeem White. White off the window. Got it. Tough shot. Nice move, Akeem White. He had 31 in Great Bend. That's his first points of this game.
He's a good ball player.
25-16.
Far Rockaway Beach, New York.
Mitchell for three. Left it short. Rojas rebounds the miss for the Dragon. Plays it down on the baseline, and Singleton bumps into a defender and gets called for his second foul.
Yeah, that'll be his second.
Tyrell Andrews stood his ground, and Singleton will have to come out of the lineup for Hutchinson. And that will reinsert Malik Jacobs into the game for the Blue Dragons.
Jacobs the other night had a lot of energy against Colby. Like I said, 26 points. What was important is he received his fourth foul with 11:42 to go in the game and ended up with a nice run.
Yeah, nobody fouled out miraculously for the Dragons. They had almost the whole team with 4 fouls.
Yeah, 5 of them.
There's Akeem White. That's going to be an offensive foul the other direction.
Yeah.
White lowered his shoulder, and he draws foul number 2.
Yeah. That was very evident. He dropped that shoulder. Once you do that, you're in no man's land.
Kamisoko tosses it up to Rojas. Rojas stops out in three-point land. Goes inside to Mitchell. Shot blocked. And the scramble for it taken away by the Cougars. They have a man advantage momentarily. And shot blocked from behind, taken by Washington. Dragons come up with the basketball. They run the floor. Kamisoko handles on the side. Drives inside. Collision. Offensive foul. Kamisoko.
The same thing we saw at the other end. He dropped his shoulder just enough to get the call to go against him. It's kind of a natural situation going in there that you're going to push off or try to brace yourself a little bit and win against Kamisoko.
Dragons trying to play quickly, and that time not very efficiently. Washington leaves it for Votes. Votes fakes the three, doesn't take it. Gives to Akeem White, who likes to drive. Stops at the free throw line. Back to Votes. A three in the air, and it is missed. Another rebound inside, though, up and good. Nice board work on that occasion by DeMarcus Morris, resulting in a basket. Barton's as close as they've been in a while at 25-18. 4.5 to play. Rojas. Nice pass inside. No-look pass. Setting up Malik Jacobs for the score. Tremendous play by Rojas.
6 points for Jacobs.
27-18. 4:20 till halftime. Acceleration by Washington. Loses it. Taken away by Mitchell. Mitchell races up the floor, drives in, around the ring twice, and down it goes.
That's only his second basket, but he's got a bunch of free throws for 10 points total.
29-18. 4 minutes till the break. Votes has it. Works across the top of the key. Gives to Tyrell Andrews. Andrews wants to drive. Comes back to Washington, who does. Loops it up, and got a kind bounce off the back iron.
He sure did.
Washington with his 6 point. Makes it 29-20. Dragons throw long to Giles. Cougars are back defensively. Jacobs, Tommy Soko, out in three-point country. Down on the baseline. That's Jacobs driving inside, lost the handle on it. Taken away by the Cougars. Dragons try to get it back. And it's going to go out of bounds, and I think maybe the Cougars are the last to touch it.
They sure did. They were battling for it down below, and it's going to go off a wide out of bounds. Well, right to a Blue Dragon. Actually, if they let it go, we would have got an easy basket. It'll be Hutchinson basketball.
Inbounding for the Dragons, baseline left. Jacobs tosses it all the way to the right-hand corner. Mitchell throws up a three. Thought he was going to get fouled. Didn't happen. But there's a takeaway by Tommy Soko and an open avenue for two.
That's his first basket of the game.
Tommy Soko makes it 31-20. As the Dragons got an easy one there, thanks to the alertness of Tommy Soko. Now Diabante Caldwell gets rid of it. Gets it to Ford. Ford drives inside, gets a cheap one. Third basket of the half for Ford, 31-22. Giles for the Dragons. One hands a pass to Kami Soko. Now Mitchell on the left side, back to Kami Soko. On the high post to Rojas. Rojas wants to drive, puts it up, off the glass.
Nice job.
James Rojas with point number 11. 33-22, 2.5 till halftime. Tyrell Andrews has it. Loops it back to the outside to a circling Diabante Caldwell. Caldwell tries to take advantage of the pick, plays it in the corner. Andrews doesn't take the shot. And a whistle and a foul on Hutchinson as Votes try to find shooting room on the left side of the floor. That call will go on Rojas, and now he has two.
Yeah, he has two.
And he will probably come out.
He and Singleton both with two, one apiece from Mitchell, Kamasoko, and Othiambo at the line shooting free throws. Will be number one, I believe. Yeah, it's going to be Votes. Thank you. Stay tuned. We're going to take a 1 minute timeout right at halftime. There's this shot.
There's a 1-and-1, so there won't be a follow shot. Dragons claim the rebound. And with the clock working down toward 2 minutes to go, Hutchinson enjoying an 11-point lead. We, of course, still in the first half. Malik Jacobs crosses over, darts, and draws a foul. Nice job by Malik Jacobs. He has a batch of moves.
He'll go to the line. 2-shot foul coming his way. This is homecoming tonight, so they got a lot to get in this second half, including a little appreciation for you, Rusty, as well.
It'll be Malik Jacobs up there to shoot free throws. Foul was on DeMarcus Morris. Free throw is good. Now Malik is a Blue Dragon that struggles a little bit at the free throw line.
Sure
but
does.
Good on that one. 34-22, Hutch by a dozen. One more for Jacobs.
Malik talks a lot, and I mean a lot. But he's starting to put his play where his mouth is and showing what he can do. 2 free throws right there.
So do you and I.
Yeah.
We talk a lot. It's okay. Made the second free throw. Dragons are perfect. 14 of 14 free throwing in the first half.
8 points from Malik.
And the Cougars could use a basket. Player loses his shoe, darts inside, uses the glass beautifully, and scores. That's Diabante Caldwell. And they'll stop the game momentarily. Well, we have a little bit of reshoeing done.
Got it on. That was
DeMarcus Morris. Tommy Soko to Jacobs. Clock working down toward 90 seconds to play in the first half. Jacobs on the left side of the floor. Othiambo goes inside. Ball played out to Kamisoko. 16 shot clock. Bubakar, medium range jumper. Got it. Kamisoko with his second basket.
Bubakar.
37-24. Caldwell. Now out front. It is Ford with it. Down to the hands of Andrews. Looped inside behind everybody is Elijah Ford for an easy lay-in.
He has 8.
Nice entry pass, high-low. A minute to play. Giles dribbles into traffic, threw up a shot, and Fred Othiambo over the back trying to rebound. Will draw instead his second foul.
A big Othiambo will pick up his second, as you said. Will walk down and shoot free throws at the other way.
And that's a situation right there where Chris Giles took a poor shot, and then Othiambo made maybe a bad decision trying to rebound as he did. John Williams to the free throw line. This will be 1-1, and the first is good, so there will be a second.
Cut it to a 10-point difference, 37-27 with 55 seconds left to go in this first half.
Williams from Augusta, Georgia, where the Masters tournament will happen in about 6 weeks. Second free throw is good. It is 37-28. Dragons have led most of the first half. Jacobs leaves it for Giles out front. Giles dancing around with the basketball. Leaves it for Jacobs, who wants to drive. Can't find an avenue. Now he can. Darts in. Loops one up. Doesn't get it. Othiambo doesn't time his leap very well, and it goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Hutchinson. Dragons will get a fresh shot clock. Could take it down to 1.9 if they wanted to.
Here comes Perkins back into the lineup.
31.9 seconds left in the first half. And the Dragons with a fresh 30 right here as they inbound just to the left of the Hutchinson basket.
Perkins from Ypsilanti, Michigan.
Jacobs to play it in. Elijah Ford there pressuring. And they bounce it inside, the foul call. Somebody was holding.
I think Ford got called for the foul down below. If it is, it'll be his first if it's on Ford. Nope, it will not be. It'll be on Coleman. Or Caldwell, excuse me. That'll be his second.
And to the free throw line goes Josh Perkins.
Well, I'm not sure if he's gotten contact lenses or not. He had been playing with glasses. Free throw's up and good. I think he has. What do you think?
All I know is I keep filling in the circles I make for free throws.
He squints a lot, and to talk to him, he finally got his contacts, I believe.
He says, I'm playing blind.
Yeah.
Second free throw missed, and DeMarcus Morris grabs the rebound, and now the last shot of the first half probably will be taken by the Cougars. It is Diamante Caldwell that holds it out near half court. Kamisoko allowing him to dribble the seconds away. Out there just applying a little bit of pressure, and we're down to 12. Now 11, now 10. And they give it to Morris. Lob it down deep. Shot blocked. Up for grabs. Dragons grab it. Throw it out to Giles. Giles launches from about 40, and it is off the mark.
Ooh.
We reach halftime in what has been a very well-played first half for Hutchinson. Dragons with a 10-point lead. A 1-minute break, and we'll be back.
Tax reform impacts virtually every tax return this year. That means yours, too. If you're wondering what that means for you and your refund, but don't want to spend hours reading the tax code, head over to H&R Block. No one knows tax reform better than Block. Their tax pros will help you find every credit and deduction available, so you get every dollar you deserve. Because wouldn't you rather spend more time thinking about what to do with your maximum refund and less time figuring out what a TCJA qualifying eligible dependent is? Hint, it's your kid. In person or online, Block has your back.
Visit H&R Block in Hutchinson, Lyons, and Ellsworth.
The Rothy family name has always been connected to serving the Hutchinson community, and you can expect the same kind of high-quality service when you visit Rothy Family Flooring. They believe you deserve to be treated like family, so they've invested in their own talented and trustworthy installers to lay your floors. No outside contractors will ever knock on your door if Rothy works for you. Let them show you their expansive selection of name brand flooring and trust your home to the best. Rothy Family Flooring, 325 North Main, Hutchinson.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Sports Arena. Rusty Hilst is being acknowledged at halftime. He's being escorted out to a rocking chair And they're throwing some highlights from his calls with football from this year. There's a Blue Dragon golf bag as well out there. And they're playing some of his highlights from this year's football season. And Rusty is sitting there at midcourt in his rocking chair. So this is pretty cool. Pretty doggone cool. As they're doing some special presentations. There's going to be a proclamation coming up in just a little bit as well. As he is going to receive a rocking chair. How fitting is a rocking chair? And, of course, Russ and I joined teams together here 21 years ago. We agreed for him to do football. I do basketball, and he has done a stellar job. He has broadcast for 50 years for both Hutchinson Community College as well as for the Salthawks. He actually said he picked it up on the 1970 season for football, so 49 years. And they're still playing some highlights here. We'll do the medicine shop in-game capsule coming in a little bit. We're going to go to Darren Dunn quickly here on the PA here in just a second. As again, they've had several calls of Rusty calling football for Hutchinson Community College, and he's done an outstanding job. And now we're going to go to Darren Dunn as he will do a little roast here of Rusty.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight Blue Dragon Athletics celebrates a broadcasting legend. This is veteran Blue Dragon broadcaster Rusty Hilst's 50th year calling Hutchinson Community College games. The Quarterback Club Hall of Famer announced earlier this year that year number 50 will be his last. Rusty started broadcasting Blue Dragon games in 1969 for KWHK. In 1980, Rusty moved over to KWBW.
Rusty's turning around so you get a better look.
With Jerry Kershaw. Then in 1995, Rusty joined his current partner, Glenn Grunwald, and the dynamic duo has been together ever since. First up to honor Rusty is Eagle Communications Operations Manager Pat James, who will present a Crystal Microphone Award to Rusty.
Pat James, Operational Manager of Eagle, and a beautiful crystal microphone being presented to Rusty Hilst.
It is inscribed, Eagle Communications of Hutchinson presents this award to Mr. Rusty Hilst in recognition of his 50 years of broadcasting excellence, 1969 to 2019. At yesterday's Hutchinson City Council meeting, it was proclaimed that February 18 through 24 is Rusty Hilst Appreciation Week.
Now here comes John Deerdoff, City Manager for Hutchinson, the City of Hutchinson.
The proclamation reads, whereas Rusty Hilst began broadcasting Hutchinson Community College and Hutchinson High School athletics in 1969, and whereas this 2018-19 school year marks 50 years of broadcasting for Rusty Hilst, and whereas Rusty Hilst has announced his intention to retire from full-time broadcasting at the conclusion of the 2018-19 basketball season, be it resolved by Hutchinson USD 308, Hutchinson Community College, and the City of Hutchinson that we congratulate, commend, and thank Rusty Hilst for his dedication to broadcasting Hutchinson High School and Hutchinson Community College and NJCAA sports for 50 years.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Years of broadcasting in a consistently honest, calm, cordial, professional, fun, and engaging manner. Be it further resolved the week of February 18 through February 24, 2019, be declared throughout the City of Hutchinson as Rusty Hilst Appreciation Week.
Now Rusty's eating this up, and he should. It'll never happen again, folks. Never, ever happen again. 50 years behind the line.
Presenting the official proclamation is Hutchinson City Manager John Deerdoff. Consider these numbers during Rusty Hilst's time broadcasting Blue Dragon football and basketball. Rusty has called 270 Blue Dragon football wins in 492 games called. He has watched Blue Dragon football win 4 Jayhawk Conference championships and 10 of 16 bowl games. Rusty has called 1,625 Blue Dragon men's games, of which 1,248 were Hutchinson wins. He has broadcast 22 Jayhawk Conference championships, 12 Region 6 championships, 15 NJCAA tournament appearances, and 3 NJCAA national championships.
I think Rusty's going to say he's feeling a little old out there right now, is what he's going to probably tell me when he gets back here.
Rusty has demonstrated professionalism, poise, attention to detail, and made sure Blue Dragon fans were entertained throughout all 50 years of broadcasting Hutchinson Community College games. At this time, the Blue Dragons would like to bestow several tokens of our appreciation and sincere thanks for a job well done. First, as we all know, Rusty is an avid golfer. The Blue Dragons wish to present him his very own Blue Dragon golf bag and golf balls. Next, as we all know, Rusty is a staunch Kansas Jayhawk fan. So we are going to send him to a Jayhawk Big 12 conference game of his choice next season.
That's pretty cool.
And lastly, the Blue Dragons are giving Rusty a lifetime pass to all Blue Dragons sporting events, which includes a lifetime press box access for football games. Finally, Rusty, these tokens of esteem are just a gesture. What you have meant to the Blue Dragons, the young people you have mentored as both a teacher and coach, and to our entire community, goes so much deeper. There have been many beloved broadcasters to serve long periods of time. Denny Matthews, Vin Scully, Dick Enberg, Jack Buck, to name a few. But you, Rusty Hilst, you are special because you are one of our own. We will miss you after this season, but we wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Thank you, Rusty Hilst, for 50 wonderful years as a Blue Dragon broadcaster.
And he gets a standing ovation once again.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more round of applause for Rusty Hilst.
Very fitting. We're going to take a quick 2-minute timeout. I'll come back to the Medicine Shop in-game capsule. Dragons lead at 38-28. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
To anyone considering a change in family doctors or looking for an attentive primary care physician who's more concerned about you than your insurance, welcome to Prairie Star Health Center. We offer health care held to a higher standard with a choice of dedicated, compassionate physicians. Experience the difference you'll feel when you have a patient-centered medical home. Prairie Star Health Center, 30th and K61 in Hutchinson.
When you're looking for jewelry that's one of a kind, remember Amelia Bedell.
Grace is a sophomore from Hutchinson, majoring in interior design. She is the daughter of Bob and Amy Wagner. Grace is active in Circle K and works in the admissions office. Her future plans include Hutchinson graduation and transferring to Kansas State University to study interior design. Brett is a sophomore from Fallon majoring in general studies. He is the son of Chad and Kelly Savage. In addition to Circle K, Brett is an RA and active in the honors program. Brett also works for the Rural Water District number 7. After HCC graduation, Brett plans to transfer to Kansas State University to study wildlife conservation and biology. Grace Wagner and Brett Savage representing Circle K. Gianni Pierce and Enrique Steele are representing the student ambassadors. Joseph Malone is also. Gianni is a freshman from Elwood studying paramedic science. She is the daughter of Buck and Cheryl Pierce. In addition to her duties as an ambassador, Gianni is involved in the student government, campus activities board, and works at Glotan's Salon. Her future plans include HCC graduation and becoming a paramedic. Steele is a freshman from Concordia. He is majoring in general studies. He is the son of Rick and Rita Lamone. Steele balances his time between his classes, ambassador's duties, Circle K, biology club, creative writing club, and his part-time job at Walmart. His future plans include figuring out a major, HCC graduation, and transferring to Wichita State. From the student ambassadors, Gianni Pierce, Steele, Joseph Lamone IV. Ashley Davis and Brayden White are representing HCC Big Brothers Big Sisters. Ashley is a sophomore from Montezuma, majoring in pre-dentistry. She is the daughter of Mike and Bobby Davis. In addition to HCC Bigs, Ashley is a leadership scholar and works at Lowe's Home Center. After graduation, Ashley plans to transfer to Kansas State to finish her biology degree and apply to dental school. Brayden is a freshman from Hutchinson. He is majoring in pre-dental hygiene. He is the son of Butch and Mary Whiten. In addition to HCC Bigs, Brayden is a leadership scholar and works at Plum Creek Elementary Cares Club. After HCC graduation, Brayden will continue his education at Wichita State. From HCC Bigs, Ashley Davis and Brayden Whiten. These are your HCC homecoming candidate finalists. And now we would like to introduce our special homecoming attendants this evening, Iris and Atlas Riggs. Iris and Atlas are the children of Justin and Darcy Riggs. Their father, Justin, is the head cross-country coach at Hutchinson Community College, and both Atlas and Iris attend HCC Child Care Center. Iris is a student at Avenue A Preschool. Her favorite sport is roller skating, and her favorite color is rainbow. When she grows up, she would like to be a librarian. Atlas also attends Avenue A Preschool. His favorite sport is basketball, and his favorite color is green. When he grows up, he would like to be a builder. Thank you, Iris and Atlas, for helping us with homecoming this year. And now, your 2019 Spring Homecoming King and Queen are, from the Residence Halls, Megan Maslick and Rex T. Congratulations, Rex and Megan, our 2019 Spring Homecoming King and Queen. Congratulations to the finalists as well.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Sports Arena. 5:31 to go before we start our second half of play. We'll take one more time out before we get set to get going, but a special night for Rusty Hilst, and he's being flooded by fans down here at our broadcast position. He'll chat about that in just a little bit, but it's a pretty cool thing for me to spend 21 years with him, and kind of special. And again, we'll let him get his headset on. And pretty nice night for you, big guy.
Yeah, way more than anybody ought to be lucky enough to have happen, but it was really appreciated.
Well, you showed me a note earlier on this evening about how many ADs, how many football coaches, how many basketball coaches. Not very many basketball coaches on that list that you got. Why don't you dig that out and take a look at it? We got a little time to fill right here as they had a homecoming that took place, and that's kind of special to look at that list. And not very many athletic directors either have been in your tenure as you've been behind the mic here for Blue Dragon Sports.
You know, if you're talking about basketball coaches, Gene Cady was still here when I started. And then Dick Geisel came along, Gary Bargan, Dave Farrar, Steve McLean, Chad Wentz, Ryan Swanson, Steve Eck, and that's it.
A lot of wins among that group right there.
And even more amazing, you look at the number of athletic directors over the years. Only four.
Only four.
Sam Butterfield, Jack Morris, Randy Stang, Josh Gooch.
Wow. Now, football's a different story. There's a few there. You saw a lot. Of course, not as many football games.
Yeah, when I started, John Matosh was the coach, and Bill Goldsmith came along. And then Mo Cotter, who I remember first from being out in Garden City, he coached the Blue Dragons for a while. Steve Logan was here, Larry Hook, and you can't forget Tom Saya.
Went on to Butler and then down to Cali.
Glenn Percy was here when I started teaching at Hutch High. He was the high school football coach. Did a stint with the Dragons later on. Then came Sam Pittman. Andy Hill, still at the University of Missouri, I believe. Martin Harrell, David Wheeler, Craig Jerzel, and
Ryan Rhodes.
Ryan Rhodes is my personal favorite. He is a dandy. And
national championships. We need to get one on football in there someplace.
Yeah, we do.
We'll make you an honorary broadcaster for that one if it happens.
You talk about girls basketball. There have only been 5 coaches: Larry Brin, Tom Worthing, Rob Edmondson, Nate Dommey, and John Onson. I'm talking about that I worked with.
Yes, exactly.
Now, I knew Charlie Sesher, and he coached both basketball and football at Hutchinson Community College, and has, of course, the Sportsmanship Award named after him at the national tournament. And then we're talking about, I could talk about all the people that I've worked with in radio. They've all been good people, but I mentioned Jerry and you because I was with you guys for the longest period of time. But
Bill Oliver was your sidekick for a while.
There were a bunch of them. And then people that I remember that it's easy for a lot of people to forget. How about Neil and Artie Thompson?
Oh, yes.
They did the stats for the high school and the college for a bunch of years. Artie was battling cancer for 16 or 17 years. It's been a tremendous run, but you know, more than anything, I like to think of it as when we're broadcasting a basketball game, we're visiting with Blue Dragon basketball fans. It's a nightly visit with Blue Dragon basketball fans. There have been a lot of them over the years. Many of them no longer with us, but that doesn't mean they weren't great Dragon fans while they were here.
Well, you weren't here over the Christmas break when we had the Women's Classic here, but Josh Gooch and I sat down, and he said, what can we do for Rusty? And we came up with lots of things for you, okay? And I hope you enjoyed it, because it's just a small token of what you have meant to this college and group of people.
It was tremendous.
Also, we're going to take a 1-minute time out, come back and get you set for starting the second half of play. Blue Dragons leading by 10 at halftime, 38-28. We'll be back right after this.
Most of us dream of retiring and having financial security. Do you have a plan? This is Jay Pitzer with Strategic Financial Concept. Our mission is to help create and maintain wealth for our clients through effective risk and asset management. I'd love to sit down with you and show you how we can help you keep more of your hard-earned money over your lifetime. Call 960-0749 for a cup of coffee and for the best one-on-one conversation you've ever had with an advisor. Securities offered through the ON Equity Sales Company, member FINRA, SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through ON Investment Management Company.
Basketballs are bouncing and crowds are cheering. Your best offense during cold and flu season is a good defense. Drink plenty of liquids, get plenty of rest, and keep your hands sanitized. If a bug still manages to get you, Ashcraft Pharmacy, your local Health Mart pharmacy, has over-the-counter medications that can help. Or if you need a prescription, we offer free mail-out, free delivery, or call ahead for our handy curbside service. Go Dragons! From Ashcraft Pharmacy in the Hart Shopping Center, South Hutchinson, and Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
For those of you who are here in the arena watching this basketball game, we've had a jersey change. Malik Jacobs, probably blood on the other jersey, not sure what, but at any rate, Jacobs will wear number 30 here in the second half.
I think he had a little upset stomach is what might have happened, so he's going to wear number 30. And now we'll see if he sticks with that or not, because sometimes it becomes psychological when they have a better game or not. But he has a good first half already, with Jacobs having 8 first-half points.
And we are ready for basketball. Second half about to get underway, and it will commence with the Dragons playing it in. Tyler Brown to Chris Giles, and here we go. Dragons with a 10-point lead. Work to be done. Singleton holds. He plays with a couple of fouls. Comes to the top of the key. Drives. Takes a fall-away shot. Left is short. And a rebound grabbed by the Cougars, and they are to forecourt in a hurry and quickly scoring on the drive. Leandre Washington. Yeah. He just took it right at the Dragon defender.
8 points for Washington.
38-30. Tyler Brown gives to Fred Othiambo, and it goes right through his fingers again. He has a tough time catching it sometimes. Cougars go inside. Othiambo gets a block, though. Off to Rojas. Rojas back the other direction for Hutchinson. And the Dragons leading 38-30 as the clock works down toward the 19-minute mark in the first half. Lob down deep to Rojas. Hooked inside. Thrown away. A little too fancy a pass. Nice anticipation. Elijah Ford for the takeaway. Off to Washington. Washington in the corner. A three. Not good. Rebounded by Singleton. To Giles, and the Dragons race the other direction. It is Chris Giles keeping it out front. Dragons still with a 38-30 lead. They've led throughout. Singleton on the outside. Not much of a threat from there. He is if he can get inside, and he does. Banks it up, doesn't get it. It goes all the way around the ring, comes out. Taken by the Cougars' John Williams. Now Leandre Washington. Giles on him out front. Washington takes it to the right side of the floor. Bounces it in the corner to Elijah Ford. Ford powering his way inside, in traffic, surrounded by Blue Dragons. Back out front, Washington. Shot clock at 7. A drive inside. Ball loose on the floor. Rojas scrambles for it. He has a piece of it. He can't get it off. Should be a shot clock violation, and they wound up getting a three-pointer. Evidently, Leandre Washington gets the three. Evidently, they thought Rojas had the possession.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's why they got a new shot clock.
11 points and a timeout's going to be taken by Steve Eck and the Blue Dragons. It's a 38-33 ball game, a 5-point difference.
And we'll take the break as well. We'll return in half a minute.
Your life is busy. Are you ready to open an account, apply for a loan, check your balances, make a transfer, deposit a check, pay bills? With electronic banking from The First, you can now take care of all your mini banking needs from the comfort of your home or office. Anytime, anywhere, 24/7. Visit fnbhutch.bank to get started. First National Bank of Hutchinson, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Well, they ruled that the Dragons actually had possession with Rojas on his back trying to get it to a teammate. And so when he couldn't do it, it became a takeaway, a new 30-second clock.
And a kick out for a three. Yeah.
A three-pointer went down for Washington. Tyler Brown for the Dragons jumps from 15, missing. Rebound, Othiambo stops it.
Got it up and in.
Othiambo with a big basket.
His first basket of this second half.
40-33, and now an offensive foul. Tyrell Andrews.
That'll be his first team foul this second half.
So the Dragons will get the ball back. Hutchinson trying to finish the season with wins over the two teams that are in front of them in the Western Division standings. Barton 1 game up. They can catch the Cougars. They can't catch Seward, although they'll play Seward on Saturday. Medium range jumper by Singleton, missed, rebounded by Ford. Now Washington to a driving inside Elijah Ford. Shot up, missed, and out of bounds to Hutchinson. Both teams playing right now a little bit out of control.
40-33, Dragons by 7, second half of play.
It is Chris Giles at the controls. Works to the right side on the high bouncing dribble. Plays it in the corner. Jacobs trying to get in, can't, gets stripped of the basketball. Take away. John Williams, the other direction, skids to a stop, somehow managed to get the ball off to Washington. Washington loops it inside. And there's a little shot up and good by Atkinson Enneking. And momentum right now is with Barton, even though Hutchinson leads it 40-35.
Atkinson Enneking with 6 points, and Dragon fans, coaches at least, thought he traveled.
Giles gets a little jumper in the paint and a badly needed basket for the Dragons. Head on from about 8 feet. 4 points for Chris Giles. Washington. Ford back to Washington. And now it is Atkinson Enneking. They weave it out front. Rojas out covering Ford. And Ford puts up the jumper. It rattles out. And Othiambo high to grab a rebound to Giles. Up the floor to Tyler Brown. And he loses it off of his ankle. Dragons are really struggling with ball handling right now. 42-35, Hutchinson leads it. We've played a little bit over 4 minutes in the second half. DeAndre Washington doubled up. Now it is Ford. Now the drive comes from the right side and the foul called on the Dragons on the drive. And for the Blue Dragons, DJ Mitchell will come on before Tyler Brown will come out.
Foul's going to be charged against Jacobs. That'll be only his first.
And the inbounds is to Ford. Ford gives it to Washington. Washington darts to the baseline. Back out front, Ford tosses it to Andrews in the corner. Andrews to John Williams. Williams wants to drive. Rojas cuts that off. Ball is loose. They scramble forward to half-court. Bodies everywhere. Picked up by the Dragons. DJ Mitchell has it, and Hutchinson has a turnover. And Hutchinson has to take a timeout to preserve the possession.
Ford and Malik Jacobs got tangled up and could not, either one of them, get up off the floor. Timeout's taken at 30.
We're going to take a real brief one. We'll be right back.
HCC Sports is brought to you by the Sportscaster Club members, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Dr. Robert Epp of the Hutchinson Clinic, Barkley Plumbing, Vernon Chiropractic Center, Tim and Gina Ritter, along with Brian Strange of the Green Vision Group, Sutton Kaufman Transmission Service, Wade Patton Insurance, A&A Builders, Bold Office Shares, Mega Manufacturing, MAYB, Mid-America Youth Basketball, Lowen Corporation, Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, and by Mann, Wyatt, and Rice, LLC. These Sportscaster Club members help provide funds for HCC scholarships.
Well, it's going to be Blue Dragons basketball. Good job by DJ Mitchell to come up and have the wherewithal to pick up the basketball. And then Malik Jacobs and Ford could not get up, either one of them. Hutchinson basketball.
Rojas launches a three. Got it!
Big three by James. 14 points for him. Only 1 3 hit by each team, as Washington hit the three a little while ago. And then Blue Dragons, Rojas just hit that one.
Caldwell tries to drive. Now it's Washington in the corner, guarded by Giles. Out front, Caldwell puts up a three. Back iron missed. Rebound, Rojas comes racing out with it. On the drive, takes it the length of the floor, spins, kicks it back to Giles, tosses it to Jacobs, and the Dragons will set it up. Jacobs goes to the top of the key, drives down the side of the lane, off the window, makes it look easy. It isn't, but he makes it look easy, and the Dragons back up by a dozen.
That's what he did in the win over Colby the other day. Slashed inside and got it up and down.
14 minutes to play. Left side of the floor. Andrews wants to drive. They reverse it to the right side, put it in the hands of Washington. He goes back inside. Ford double clutches, but scores off the window.
Yes, 5 second half points.
Ford with 10 on the game. Long pass to forecourt. Rojas for three. Doesn't get it. Rebound, Othiambo up and good. Big Fred, the 7-footer. Crowd loves Fred Othiambo. Dragons by a dozen. Leandre Washington guarded by Giles. Circling to his right. Leaves it for Ford. Ford horizontally across the top. Now Caldwell with it. Now Votes. Now back out front. Caldwell, shot missed. A tip doesn't go. And the Dragons come away with the rebound. It is Mitchell. Mitchell wants to throw it the length of the floor. Brings it across. Slows it down. Goes behind his back on the dribble. Drives to the free throw line. Gives it up on the side to Giles. Giles drives inside. And as he does, a foul call.
Offensive foul on Chris Giles.
You know, it is not always pretty basketball, but you cannot fault the effort of the kids on either of these two teams. They have played hard.
12-point lead for the Blue Dragons, 49-37. Rusty, the largest lead in the first half was 13 for Hutchinson. Hutchinson kind of rerouted the ship after Barton made a little run at the start of the second half.
Leandre Washington accelerates, dishes it off to Votes. Head and shoulder fake, but no shot taken by Caldwell. Tries to penetrate. Tosses it back out into three-point country, where it is Briante Hunt with it. Now Votes, shot clock at 9. Ball out near the half-court line. Votes doubled up, tosses it on the side. Shot clock at 2, shot clock at 1. Shot blocked by Othiambo, taken by the Dragons. Dragons with numbers. Mitchell drives, teardrop goes up. It won't go for him, but he'll get 2 free throws.
Yeah. Nice job by Othiambo. Pinned it up against the glass and did not even come close to getting up close to the basket. McFred will show you some skills sometimes. He's very raw.
To the free throw line goes DJ Mitchell.
And 10 first half points, has not scored in the second half.
2 free throws here. Crowd gets very quiet. Free throw good. 1 more for DJ Mitchell.
Kid's a winner. Comes from a winning program in Washington, D.C. I don't think we've had any players from D.C. He's one of the first, isn't he?
1 more shot, and it is good, too. He has gone 8 of 8 at the free throw line.
12 points for DJ.
And it's the biggest lead of the game for the Dragons at 14. Washington accelerates, tosses it in the corner to Votes. His 3 is way too hard. Rojas rebounds, throws long, up the floor. Mitchell flies in and scores it. Dragons are at their best when they are running, and they are running at the moment. Washington plays it off to the side to Caldwell. Now Votes has it in the left-hand corner. Bounce goes inside, back out front. It is Caldwell. Now to the corner, a three-pointer way short, but a final shot also missed. Boy, Briante Hunt missed badly. Dragons come up with it. Mitchell has it at the free throw line, and the Dragons will pull it out. 11.5 to play in the basketball game. Hutchinson leading it 53-37. Rojas plays inside. Knocked loose, but retrieved by Kamisoko. Kamisoko takes a tough follow away. Doesn't get it. Othiambo tries to rebound. Can't. And Marcus Morris grabs it for the Cougars. Washington on the dead run. Runs into all kinds of traffic.
Just fell down.
It goes out of bounds, and I love the officiating right there. Dragon defenders were given ground. The contact was by the offensive player, and they just said play on.
Yep, he just fell down.
They rifle it in bounds. Votes has it out in three-point country. Mitchell won't let him shoot. Almost walk with it. Head and shoulder fake and a drive to the inside. And Rojas blocks the shot by Briante Hunt out of bounds. Can you play any better on defense than the Dragons are playing right now?
They really have not dialed it up in the second half right now. 53-37. They only lead it by 16 with 11:05 to go in the second half.
Ball taken away by the Dragons. Nice steal by Mitchell. Dragons on the run. Jacobs cross courts to the far corner. Jumper won't go. Rebound Othiambo. Goes up with it, can't score. And now the rebound is loose, taken away by Rojas, and he scores. Oh, my goodness, are the Dragons showing us some basketball right now. 10:48 to go. Hutch by 18. Back in half a minute.
For over 15 years, Erickson Custom Building has designed, built, and remodeled homes and commercial projects in central Kansas. Whether you're looking to replace a deck, wanting to build an addition, or remodel your kitchen, our customers receive individualized attention, quality craftsmanship, and exceptional customer service from start to finish. Erickson Custom Building offers new construction and remodeling services in addition to commercial and insurance projects. Visit our website today at ericksoncustombldg.com.
Little Blue Dragons cooking on with gas right now, leading at 55-37. Rusty, I received another text, this one from Terry and Judy Mann. They're out in Yuma, Arizona. They watched your presentation at halftime and said, tell you congratulations all the way from Yuma, Arizona.
Well, there are a lot of great Blue Dragon fans out there, and they have been in their own way every bit as much a part of this program as you and I have been able to be.
And also the Blue Dragons cooking on fire right now. Rojas with 16 points, 5 in the second half of play. Othiambo playing with some inspiration out there as well, getting those rebounds. Big Fred with 4 points in the second half of play, but I don't know how many blocks he has for this game. The second half he picked up a bunch, so I'm going to have to do a double check, but he had 66 coming into this ball game, and Big Fred has been getting it done. He didn't have any at halftime, but I know he's got a couple in the second half of play.
Well, the Blue Dragons got a challenge early in the second half. Barton crept to within 5, but they have answered it big time. Now Washington lets the ball roll into the offensive end before picking it up. Off it goes to Caldwell. Now DeMarcus Morris, and back in the hands of Washington. Now Elijah Ford with it. They are not getting what they want. Dragons have been terrific defensively. There's a spin move and a travel.
Yep. Guy just got tripped up a little bit, and then he traveled with the basketball as he tried to spin it and kick it to an outside player to shoot it up.
That's the kind of thing you do when you are incredibly frustrated by the defense of the opponent.
I had told you also, I felt like the spaciousness of the arena is bothering Barton a little bit.
There's Jacobs going inside, shot blocked from behind, taken by the Cougars. Votes with it. One hands it up the floor. Jumper out of the corner for 3, doesn't go. Follow shot doesn't go. Othiambo gets a block, but it's retrieved. And a baseline jumper finally is good by Washington, who has his 13th point. Halfway through the second half, Hutchinson leads at 55-40.
They gave him a 3 on that one. He had 11 going into that.
Okay. Dragons lob it down to Othiambo right underneath. Flush!
Big Fred.
Big Fred asserting himself 57-40. Back the other way, Washington. Lost the handle, knocked loose. Tomisoko knocks it loose. Rojas takes it. It slams it home. Rojas makes it 59-40. A little floater stops the bleeding momentarily as Martin Votes able to score his first basket of the game. DJ Mitchell. Now Malik Jacobs. Bounce down to Rojas. Rojas from the side. 3-4 bounces on the iron, doesn't go. And the rebound claimed by Leandre Washington. He tosses long. Votes for 3 from the corner. Got it. Barton Votes with 5 quick points. 59-45. Hutchinson with the lead. Tommy Soko walks it to the offensive end for the Dragons. The Cougars are not even thinking about quitting playing in this game. Jacob spins, works his way in closer and closer and closer, and finally draws a foul.
Media timeout.
Leandre Washington will pick up the foul. That will bring the media timeout. We'll pause a minute. Dragons will be shooting free throws, we believe, when we return in 60 seconds.
The Hutch Medicine Shop and the Hutch Blue Dragons have a lot in common. In addition to our logos both being blue, all 3 pharmacists at the Medicine Shop graduated from HCC. Rick Stone in 1984, Brent Bauman in 2001, and Lacey Stone in 2007. In fact, the Medicine Shop has employed over a dozen HCC students over the past 15 years who are now Kansas pharmacists. The Medicine Shop and the Blue Dragons working together as one team.
Parking lots and driveways can be expensive to install. This is Derek Fees. Let APAC Kansas Shears Division help you properly maintain these investments. Patching, crack filling, sealing, and striping are just some of the services we provide. Call APAC today at 620-662-2112. Are you tired of your dusty or muddy driveway? APAC Kansas Shears Division is here to help. This is Derek Fees. Call us and ask us about our asphalt millings. If you are a do-it-yourselfer, arrange for pickup or delivery at your convenience. Call APAC today at 620-662-2112.
Flying chicken, and a pretty good job done by a young man. Got a couple of them out there and had a couple others rim off, but a nice job done by the event staff here at Hutchinson Community College. Pretty nice job done by the Blue Dragons to stave off a little bit of a run. Still a nice lead of 14 for Hutchinson Blue Dragons here with 8:41 to go.
Nice job done by Blue Dragon fans tonight who really turned out to support this basketball team. There's work yet to be done. We saw the Dragons lose a 17-point lead in a shorter period of time than this. But right now, this Hutchinson team playing as though it's on a mission. And Malik Jacobs shoots 2.
Malik at the line. Takes his time, gets set for the toss, and it is up and good.
3 of 3 for Malik, 11 points for Jacobs.
He's having a good game.
Dragons have reached the 60 mark. Another free throw. Got it as well. So it is 61-45. 8:41 to play in this one. Jacobs comes out. And the Dragons on the floor. Othiambo, Giles, Rojas, Boubacar Kamisoko, and DJ Mitchell. For the Cougars, Leandre Washington. Cross court, there's a drive all the way to the basket. That was not good defense. Elijah Ford found an avenue and took it. 61-47. 8.5 to play.
Ford with 12 points, 2 baskets in the second half. Saquon Singleton will check in.
Rojas works his way inside, missed the bank shot, and the rebound taken away by the Cougars. They throw long. Play it in the corner, play it back out front. Caldwell drives, dishes it off. Shot blocked by Kamisoko as Akeem White put it up. Or excuse me, it wasn't White, it was Atkinson Enneking, but the result the same. The big Fred comes out and he gets a hand.
Nice job by Fred.
Ball inbounded way out front to Atkinson Enneking, who gives it back to Washington. Leandre plays left side. And a tough follow-away shot is good by Elijah Ford. He has 7 baskets and 14 points. 61-49. Dragons need to stay on the attack. Ball goes down on the baseline to Rojas. Back to a cutter. Mitchell in traffic off the glass.
Nice.
Yes. DJ Mitchell continues his nice game. 16. 63-49. Three-pointer tried and missed from the right side. Rebound Rojas. Dragons water run, and Coach Eck wants them to slow it down just a little bit with a 14-point lead.
Rojas 1 rebound away from a double-double. Has 9 rebounds, 18 points.
Singleton holds on the left side, backs it out of there. Cross court to Kamisoko. The 2 Bronx kids playing together. Kamisoko spins. Foul call.
They'll send him to the line, which he has not been there today yet.
And let's see if they rule it a 1-and-1.
It's 2-shot foul, I believe. Yeah.
Free throw is good by the young man from the Bronx.
Coming in this game, 47.2%. He was 25 out of 53. Knocks that one down.
Second free throw doesn't go, and the rebound cleaned up by the Cougars. Hutchinson a 15-point lead. Clock says 7 minutes to go. And it is Leandre Washington off to Ford. Now Caldwell. Shot comes from Votes, and it's a 3, and it is good, and that'll bring a timeout by the Cougars. It'll be a 30-second break, and we will take it.
Tax reform impacts virtually every tax return this year. That means yours, too. If you're wondering what that means for you and your refund, but don't want to spend hours reading the tax code, head over to H&R Block. No one knows tax reform better than Block. Their tax pros will help you find every credit and deduction available, so you get every dollar you deserve. Because wouldn't you rather spend more time thinking about what to do with your maximum refund and less time figuring out what a TCJA qualifying eligible dependent is? Hint, it's your kid. In person or online, Block has your back.
Visit H&R Block in Hutchinson, Lyons, and Ellsworth.
Little Blue Dragons up by 12, 64-52. You listen to Blue Dragon Basketball on Country 102.9 KHUT in Hutchinson, as well as KWBW 1450 AM and 98.5 in Hutch as well.
Giles plays to Mitchell. Down to Rojas. Rojas backing in. A little hook shot, doesn't get it. And a rebound grabbed by Elijah Ford. 12-point Dragon lead, 6.5 minutes to play. Ford has it, pulls up, 16-footer, and he is keeping them in the game all by himself. Jumper tightens it to a 10-point lead.
8 points in the second half.
64-54. Singleton down on the baseline. Now back out front. Mitchell wants to drive, banks it up, doesn't get it. And the rebound grabbed in the corner by the Cougars. And the Cougars playing with some enthusiasm right now. Up the floor they come. There's a three-pointer from the wing. It is good by Washington. And all of a sudden, the Dragon lead has evaporated to just 7. A Hutchinson timeout. 5:57 to play. This will be a 1-minute timeout.
The Rothy family name has always been connected to serving the Hutchinson community, and you can expect the same kind of high-quality service when you visit Rothy Family Flooring. They believe you deserve to be treated like family, so they've invested in their own talented and trustworthy installers to lay your floors. No outside contractors will ever knock on your door if Rothy works for you. Let them show you their expansive selection of name brand flooring and trust your home to the best. Rothy Family Flooring, 325 North Main, Hutchinson.
We understand. You can't plan ahead for an illness or injury, yet you'd really like same-day treatment. That's why Prairie Star offers walk-in clinic services with a responsive medical staff to care for you and your family.
P.S. We want to be your medical home.
Welcome to Prairie Star Health Center and walk-in clinic, whether you have insurance or not. 30th and K61 in Hutchinson.
Astute observation, Rusty, that when we try to slow down a little bit, Blue Dragons do better when they fly up and down the court.
Well, they led this thing pretty comfortably not too long ago. I believe the lead was 16. Now it is 7. And it's been when the Dragons tried to play at a slower pace. Now I look out and I see Rojas
stretching out Achilles.
Wonder if he's fighting a little cramp problems. Hope not. Dragons with the basketball and a lot of work to be done. Need a positive possession. Giles backing up with it. The Cougars playing with enthusiasm right now. They feel like momentum's on their side. Dragons need to do something to change that. Singleton with it to Rojas with 8. Back to Singleton. Glides in. Left it short. Scramble for the rebound. Jacobs can't get to it. Cougars get it. And they don't have numbers.
Jacobs
now
lost the shoe.
Now they toss it down underneath. And there's another basket. This one scored by Atkinson Enneking. The lead is 5.
Enneking with 8 points total. Jacobs had lost his shoe. And so we were one man short down at the opposite end. 64-59, a 2-possession game with 5:21 to go.
Yeah. And it happened in a hurry, didn't it? Dragons need to do something to regain the momentum. They got a challenge like this earlier in the second half. Cougars got within 5. Hutchinson had an answer. Do the Salt Hawks, or rather do the Blue Dragons have an answer here? Giles on the side. Now Jacobs out high. Throws it inside, loose. Tracked down by Kamisoko. 9 to shoot. To Giles. Giles penetrates, loops it up, doesn't get it. Got bailed out with a foul, and Giles will go to the free throw line. That call will go against Atkinson Enneking.
That'll be his second, first of the second half. Giles will shoot free throws with 4:55 to go.
Dragons need to reassert control of this game. It has slipped dramatically. Free throw, good.
Nice. He's a 68.6% free throw shooter. Now 71 out of 103 on the season.
One more shot for Giles. Got it.
Got them both. 2 big free throws.
Now the Dragons could use a stop. Cougars with other ideas. Washington, who is the little guy that makes it happen, plays on the left side to Elijah Ford, who has been responsible for much of this. He has to go backwards to Atkinson Enneking. Now the shot thrown up from the side. It comes out. And the rebound taken. That was a three by Washington. And it did not go down. Now Kochek is hollering, let's move, let's play. I think Kochek realizing the Dragons are better when they are attacking. Singleton has it top of the key. He attacks, gives it off to Rojas. Rojas bounces inside and scores. And I had to hesitate to see whether they were going to call the offensive foul. Instead, they call the block. Big basket by James Rojas, and foul number 4 on Atkinson Enneking.
Yeah, that's huge right there. He's picked up 3 second-half fouls. Big basket by James Rojas.
Rojas has 20 points.
20 points and 9 of those in the second half.
Does not get the free throw, but the rebound is taken by the Cougars. Washington races up the floor. Hutchinson by 9. Ford bounces inside, goes in the corner to Votes. Votes back out front, turns it over. Dragons with numbers. Ahead to Jacobs. Jacobs the finish.
Didn't get fancy. Took his time, put it up and in.
Now, Washington accelerates, and he is fouled. In fact, he is
pancaked, yeah.
Pounded as he goes inside.
Foul's going to be on Singleton. That'll be his 3rd. Saquon's had a hard time getting on track. Averages 9 points a game, only has 2 in this contest, 3 personal fouls. Really, the Dragons are doing it without Saquon.
Yeah. Leandre Washington, little guy from Englewood, New Jersey, is fearless.
Really is. 11 second-half points, make that 12.
Yeah, knocks the free throw down.
20 points in the ball game.
One more shot for Washington. 3:49 to play. Big crowd. Gets it across the half-court line. Drives. Stops. Pops. Hits. Bubakar with a nice basket. 72-61. 3.5 to go.
Only his 3rd basket of the game. He's got a free throw as well. Nice job by Booby to take it inside. Just pop it from about 4.4 feet out.
Now the Cougars launch a deep 3, and it doesn't go. And Titus wipe the glass is Saquon Singleton. And now it might make sense for the Dragons to start using some time.
Slow it up a little bit. 3:06 to go and a nice 11-point lead.
Jacobs has it on the side. Plays it back to the top. Goes inside Kamisoko. Turns, shoots left and short in the lane. Rebound grabbed by the Cougars. Off to Washington. Up the floor to Williams. Williams into traffic. Off the glass. Doesn't get it. A tip doesn't go. Another tip does. Staying with it, Elijah Ford. He has 18, and that brings a Cougar timeout. Hutchinson by 9, a 30-second break.
We all like to save money when and where we can, right? You can do that every day at Salt City Pawn and Jewelry. Hi, this is owner Paul Phillips inviting you to stop in and say hi to our friendly staff. And while you're here, check out over 3,000 square feet of great merchandise priced at outstanding values. We don't have to offer huge sale prices for one day only when we do that on a daily basis. Save big over retail prices on firearms, electronics, guitars and amps, name brand tools, video games, jewelry, and more. See us at 916 East 4th and Hutch, just east of 4th and Severance. We're proud to be alumni and supporters of all Blue Dragon athletics.
Hutchinson 72, Barton 63, 2:45 remains. The Blue Dragons trying to get win number 23 of a season that already saw them climb over the 1,800 victory mark. Full court pressure.
They're going to have to foul. They're going to have to send the Dragons to the line.
Giles in the backcourt. Now pushing, gets it across. Barely before the 10 count. Being guarded out front by Morton Votes. Now it's off to Jacobs. Now Singleton has it. And Singleton to Giles on the side. 10 to shoot. Tommy Soko has it. Now Singleton. Now Rojas needs to make something happen. Inside to Jacobs. Got stripped but got fouled. And will go to the free throw line. Malik with 14 points for his efforts today. Will shoot.
So that's going to be Mandillo will pick up the personal. He just checked in. He's out of Angola. Surprised that Craig Fletcher let him go that long without the foul.
Free throw is short. One more coming for Malik Jacob. That's his first miss in 5 tries. Coach Eck trying to make sure that the Dragons have somebody back so there's no easy basket surrendered. Second free throw is good. Jacobs, as Glenn likes to say, splits the pair.
Yep.
The Dragon lead is 10.
Nice job by Malik.
Washington penetrates, tosses it down on the baseline, ball loose, and Rojas comes up with it.
Tremendous defense by Rojas.
Rojas has played really good basketball. Giles has it. Giles drives to the baseline, drives inside, and the ball knocked out of bounds. It will remain with Hutchinson.
Rojas with 20 points. I read off those stats before. He also shot 79.2 for the free throw line in those games since he missed 5 games. When he came back from the injury, he has been a tear, including in this game.
DJ Mitchell comes in for the Dragons. Singleton goes out. That's probably a move to get a good free throw shooter in and take an average one out. Ball comes into Mitchell in the corner. Dragons bring it out front. 15 to shoot. Now a dozen. And Mitchell bounces it off to Kamisoko on the side. Jacobs with it. 5 to shoot. There's a 3 in the air. And bingo! Finally one goes for DJ Mitchell.
Was that a boom goes the dynamite?
Almost. Dragons by 15 with a minute and a half to go. Ford stops at the free throw line. Pass deflected. Taken away by Giles. Giles races down. Ice cream. Ice cream. Chris Giles.
80-63 Hutch.
Dragons have blown it back open. They got 2 challenges in the second half. Had an answer every time. DeAndre Washington. Dragons go for a steal. Washington slips inside. Can't get it. Kamisoko comes out. Tosses it up the floor. Rojas dishes it to the corner. A 3. Way too hard. Little adrenaline in that bit by Mitchell. And taken away by the Cougars. And they miss at the other end, but are fouled in the process. John Williams will go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, it's not going to matter. 80-63 with 49.8 seconds to go. Hutchinson is going to win this ball game. They're going to roll to 23-6 and 14-6 in league play, and a key matchup for second place in the league coming against Seward this weekend.
Free throw up and good by Williams. He got 4 points in the first half. That's his first point of the second half. Tommy Soko comes out, Tyler Brown in. The Dragons have their free throwing team out there.
And Akeem White, who hurt him in the last game, has not done much tonight.
Yeah, I wonder if he's healthy. He played sparingly in the first half. Williams got both free throws. It is 80-65 Hutch. And the Dragons will move to 12-2 in games played on the Sports Arena floor. Ball comes in to Mitchell. I'm not sure that the Cougars going to foul. This is too big a lead to overcome.
Yeah, Mitchell with 19 points off the bench tonight.
And Coach Fletcher sees it the same way. No point in fouling. Dragons will keep it out front. And they can take it down inside 20 seconds. On the dribble out front is Malik Jacobs. Now Jacobs drives, takes it down, scores it off the glass. 17, 82-65.
9 in the second half for Malik Jacobs.
Top of the key jumper misses, and the rebound is by Rojas off the Williams miss. And the Dragons will just hold it. And the Dragons in impressive fashion finish off the home portion of the regular season. 82-65. They get even with the Cougars. Big win for the Blue Dragons. We'll take a couple of minutes. We'll be back with post
HCC Sports is brought to you by the Sportscaster Club members, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Dr. Robert Epp of the Hutchinson Clinic, Barkley Plumbing, Vernon Chiropractic Center, Tim and Gina Ritter, along with Brian Strange of the Green Vision Group, Sutton Kaufman Transmission Service, Wade Patton Insurance, A&A Builders,